Going on, Xciled? First and foremost, I'd like to address the fact that I shaved the other day and it was the biggest mistake of my life because now I look like a 12-year-old fat kid. And maybe for future reference, I should take a Sharpie and pencil in a beard. That way I don't look this embarrassing. Anyways, on to the topic of the hour. The entire internet is looking at Kanye West. And not just for dropping Life of Pablo, which I thought was a great album, but they're looking at him because he is $53 million in debt. $53 million in debt. I mean, that's insane. You're thinking, how could one of the most successful producers and rappers of our time go $53 million in debt? And if that wasn't enough to make your head turn, now he's begging like a panhandler on social media to get Mark Zuckerberg to give him $1 billion for his creative genius. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Because Kanye, listen, you have $53 million in debt. So that means that your ideas are in the polar opposite direction of $1 billion. You would need $53 million just to be broke. That's not worth an investment. And I mean, with Mark Zuckerberg being a successful billionaire, that would look like a really bad investment. I mean, unless he's a massive fan of yours, that'd be the only way it would make any sense. Now, to really look into Kanye's life, because I know a lot of his fans that are just fans for his music and don't follow his clothing line, they have that question, how could he go 53 in the negative? And that happens when you take your money away from the culture that supported you and you invest it into foreign designers, high profile foreign designers that make a lot of money an hour, and you invest your money into them and you invest it into a clothing line and you try to make the next Louis Vuitton or the next Gucci of clothing lines, and you don't really have the people behind you supporting it and pushing it, and you're trying to develop a brand, but it's just not working, and you're paying out all this money and you're not making it back. And I mean, it's simple economics, but like I said, some of the fans that don't really follow his clothing line, don't follow, the mistakes that he's made, they won't understand that. But now, with The Life of Pablo, I found it to be a perfect title. And the reason why I find it to be a perfect title is because Pablo Picasso is very symbolic to Kanye West at this point in his career. As Pablo Picasso aged, he was stricken with madness. The later he got, in his career, the more twisted and demented his paintings got. And that's kind of the portrait that Kanye paints. As he gets older, he comes out with more projects. Things seem more twisted and mad than they've ever been before. And with that said, I mean, not even just how mad he's gotten, but Pablo Picasso also believed that a child's imagination was the root to that raw talent. And then once you grow out of your adolescence, you don't have that same creativity anymore. So Pablo Picasso was always trying to embolize that mentality of a child. And I feel like Kanye has done the same thing, because mentally he's very, very childish in his ways. I mean, if you were to listen to the album, I mean, he references Taylor Swift, and it's like, dude, that's old news, man. Like, you're still living off that moment. Taylor Swift has moved on with her life. The only time that moment comes up is either when you talk about it or somebody that's not a good journalist asking her poor questions in an interview ask about it. So, I mean, it's just, when you listen to the album, first of all, it's not one of his most lyrical albums, but when you really listen to it, it just sounds like he's a struggling artist, and not just in the sense of hip-hop, but, I mean, you can really hear how much this debt and his failed clothing line has just really weighed him down. And, maybe it's not just him. Maybe it's the Kardashian family, because if you look at the Kardashian family, they seem like a cancer to everybody that gets involved with them. And it seems like everybody that gets tied down to that family eventually gets the life sucked out of them, and that's a sad thing. But, I mean, it's just, I really don't know what's up with Kanye. I don't know what he's thinking about. I don't know what's going on in his head. But it's crazy, man, and it looks pathetic. He's sitting here asking for $1 billion. He's negative $53 in the hole. $53 million in the hole, I'm sorry. But it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, man. And as a fan, You know, I've been a fan of Kanye since the College Dropout, and I've always had to defend him. I've always had to defend him being in my top list for one of the greatest hip-hop producers and rappers of all time. And it gets harder and harder to defend him, and I just don't even know if I can defend him anymore. Because it looks really bad, man. And I don't know if this is a troll for you to promote your album and try to get more sales, but it's just sad, man. Well, anyways, drop your comments below. Let me know how y'all feel about the Kanye West situation. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, XciledTV. Y'all ain't going to want to miss the interviews that we've been getting, man. We get a lot of newcomers, up-and-comers on the show. We got some high-profile battlers coming on the show, so don't forget to subscribe, man. Peace.